awesome first-time guest by the name of Jacob Martin, and we're going to hear from him in just a little bit. But today we're talking about the 1998 film, The Truman Show. So I wanted to get together with Jacob on this because this is kind of a first-time collab. I am going to be collabing with him on his channel for a film called Singing in the Rain, so keep an eye on that one. It might be released before this, or this might be released before that, who knows. But yeah, I reached out to Jacob because I've seen his channel and he's got a really awesome content and he's very consistent in what he does. So I recommend absolutely checking his channel out first. You'll get the links down below and I will leave a link to his channel. So anyway, this movie, The Truman Show, came out in 1998, was directed by Peter Weir, and it stars the awesome Jim Carrey. Now, this movie, believe it or not, I actually only watched this for the first time like 2 nights ago, if that. And I loved it. Absolutely awesome film, and I can't believe that I haven't actually seen it until recently, where the first film I've ever checked out of Peter Weir's was The Dead Poets Society, which I've got a review on my channel with Rashad G. Again, a link will be down below if you haven't checked it out already. But let's get back to The Truman Show. What I really loved about this is the plot, firstly, is just so unique. And yeah, I guess it kind of has set up, kind of going forward now, reality shows, films of similar nature, etc. But this is the main one I've ever kind of seen of this principle, so to say, where Jim Carrey is living this kind of normal life, but he actually realizes that he's set up in this kind of false world created by someone. And on the outside, everyone's watching his reality being made into this reality sector 24 hours a day, and he takes a little while to notice, but eventually he realizes that, look, this isn't real. People are playing on a loop. They're doing the same things every day, but when odd little things start to change throughout the day, he takes notice of that and he's wondering, right, what's going on? Is actually the people around me actually known to me? Do they actually love me? Do they actually care? Well, we soon find out. So I am going to go into spoilers with this review, guys. So if you've not seen the 1998 film The Truman Show, I recommend going to check it out and come back to this video because I appreciate the support. Yeah, I love this movie. Firstly, Jim Carrey's performance was outstanding. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal in this movie, and I thought that he brought a different portrayal than just some of his like comedy kind of style that he brings, which one thing I love about Jim Carrey is whatever film you put him in, whether it is a comedy or whether it's more of a serious role, kind of like The Number 23, he shines in that role, and the guy can really bring that presence to the screen, and we see that multiple times, and especially in this film, it's no different. What a performance, and his performance is so good in this movie. I was so intrigued, and I was dying to see what was going to happen next in this, because I just thought, wow, this guy playing as Truman, it's just so believable. And I was just so gripped watching this movie. I felt so sorry for him. I was like, please discover the truth. Please get the hell out of there. You know, I was just so invested in this movie that I obviously have a lot of praise for this. And overall, the performances in this movie is amazing. But especially Jim Carrey knocks it out of the park of this movie. And I'm not sure what kind of reception it got near the time when it actually came out. But personally, for me, again, I'm so shocked. I've never actually seen this movie until very recently. And I can tell you one thing, it's definitely a movie that I'm going to revisit once again at some point in the near future because I loved it. And I kind of want to keep an eye out for other kind of things I didn't notice maybe first time round. Now, I am going to go into a bit more thoughts about this movie, but before I do, I want to hand it over to Jacob, who I believe is the first time he's ever actually watched this movie as well. And let's see what his thoughts are on The Truman Show.
What's going on, viewers and subscribers of Mike's channel? If you don't know who I am, I'm Jacob Martin. I have a YouTube channel of my own where I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos, and other fun stuff along the way. But I'm so grateful that he came up to me and asked if I wanted to collab with him. Obviously, I'm open to any collaboration, so I'm excited to be a part of this collab. And what are we talking about today? The Truman Show. I have never seen The Truman Show before. This is a movie that was on my 100 movies bucket list poster. I have a poster where it has different movies, some of the greatest movies of all time. And a good chunk of the movies on there I've never seen. The Truman Show was one of them. And I had wanted to watch it at some point, so it was good to finally watch the film. The movie was directed by Peter Weir, best known for directing films such as Dead Poets Society, Witness starring Harrison Ford, and Master and Commander starring Russell Crowe. The Truman Show was released in 1998. It's a more serious film, and I think it was one of Jim Carrey's first dramatic roles. In the film, he plays a man named Truman who lives in a fake reality, come to find out. He's somebody who was born and raised in a reality TV show, but he doesn't know that he's in a reality TV show. All the people around him are paid actors. Even his wife and his mom and dad are paid actors in this world. The show is advertised through product placement because the show is a 24-hour reality show where you see his life constantly from beginning to end. And throughout the movie, Truman's starting to figure out that his life isn't really real, pretty much. And I just thought this was a fascinating movie. Jim Carrey does a great job of selling you that he is in this world. He does a great job of playing that everyday guy that you can easily relate to. But you start to feel for him when he's starting to figure out that something is going on. When he starts noticing all the cameras around him and the people around him saying weird things that, no real person would ever say. His wife is clearly, the spokesperson you would see on TV promoting different products, as that's what her character does. And that's just kind of crazy. The fact that this movie was ahead of its time. It kind of was a prediction for reality TV shows where you see real people through the Hollywood lens and how fake a lot of it actually is. I just thought that was quite a fascinating prediction of where things are. The movie, I think, did inspire other movies with similar premises where people find out they're in a fake reality. I can see this premise inspiring something like The Matrix, which came out a year later. And then, of course, right now we're getting WandaVision, a fantastic show within the MCU, which definitely has a similar premise that The Truman Show has, but with a sitcom feel to it. So The Truman Show's definitely done a lot. I actually do really enjoy and respect this movie, and it's easily one of my favorite performances from Jim Carrey. I really respect that he was willing to take a dramatic range, and I tend to be a fan when comedians do that. Between him and Adam Sandler, who do great jobs of doing dramatic sides every once in a while. I think the only real negative I have with this movie is I was so invested in this movie that by the time the movie ends, I wish there was a lot more. The movie has a good payoff, and I wanted to see what the movie would do after the payoff of the movie without diving into any spoilers. And the movie just ends. And I wish we had an extra few minutes to see what Truman does after learning the truth about everything without going into heavy spoilers. But other than that, I had a blast watching this movie. I really dug the premise of this film, and I respect the film mainly for coming out in '98, inspiring other great works along the way, especially WandaVision, and truly being ahead of its time. I think this movie, is better received now, I guess, than it was in '98. And it's cool seeing movies, improve over time because of where things go in the real world. And The Truman Show is definitely one of those movies. I had a good time watching this one, and I'm going to give The Truman Show a 4 out of 5 stars. And on my 100-point scale, it's getting a 76 out of 100. Thank you, Mike from the Z Review, once again for having me on your collaboration. I enjoyed watching this film for the first time. Again, I'm sure he'll leave links in the description where you can check out what I do over on my channel. And I hope we can do more collaborations in the near future, whether on your channel or over on my channel. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. Mike, back to you on The Truman Show.
So, Jacob, firstly, thank you so much for being part of this video. Awesome hearing your thoughts, guys. And again, if you want to check out his channel, the links will be below. But I just love that Jacob, this was the first time for him as well watching this movie, and he got to scratch it off on his poster on his 100 list or so to watch. And I love that this review got to give you a chance to do that as well. I just really liked the fact that you really enjoyed this movie as well, and the fact that, I'm going to be honest, I kind of agree with you in terms of the ending, where it's so focused, this movie, on the cameras being on Jim Carrey's character Truman, and we're seeing like people in the outside world cheering for him or in anticipation about it. He's actually going to find out the truth, because this had been shown on for like 10,000 or so days. Now, however, I love the fact that the ending, I do agree, I kind of wish we saw Jim Carrey, what happened to him once he got out of the world that it was set up around him, because I would have loved to have seen if he reunited with that girl in this movie, or if actually it was kind of a world inside of the actual world. That would have been really like a cool concept. And I guess one part is, I don't know how he would react with the outside world, because everything is so different and he's used to a lifestyle where he's seen everything on repeat. But I guess the ending is also open to kind of interpretation and how you would take away from this film, and what your thoughts would be once he's outside. What would actually happen with him? Is he going to still have the money? Is he still going to have like a place to go? Is he going to be able to find somewhere to go? Are people just going to think, right, well, who is this kind of delusional guy? It's just so interesting. I would have loved to have seen kind of the outside part as well, but I also do respect the fact that the film gives it and leaves it open to interpretation and lets you decide what you think is actually going to happen next. One cool little fact that I did read though is Ed Harris, who plays the character Christoph, didn't actually interact with Jim Carrey at all shooting this movie. I don't think they actually even met shooting this movie, which is so interesting, because Ed Harris's character Christoph is the one who created this world. But I would have actually kind of liked a backstory a little bit on him. I guess is the only gripe. I would have liked a bit of a backstory on him about how he actually created this world and how he got into this powerful position that he got into, and why his idea was to grab kind of like a baby from the hospital, bring him into this virtual world and watch how this kind of plays out. I would have liked a bit backstory to that, but again, that's just a very minor gripe. But yeah, guys, overall, my score for this review is... So firstly, guys, thank you so much for checking out the review, and a massive thank you to Jacob Martin for joining me on this collab. We are going to be teaming up for some more, and I'm kind of starting like a 90s films series with Jacob. But in the meantime, again, the links to his channel are down below. Subscribe to his channel, give him a thumbs up, tell him the Z review sent you, and show him some love. And in the meantime, subscribe to my channel and give the video a big thumbs up, as I appreciate all the support and the subscribers that I have gained as of late. So yeah, guys, I've been the Z review, and I will be Zing you later.